Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Hello everybody, and I am so excited today, sorry we're going to raise this up a little bit, to be bringing you my most anticipated books for the first quarter of 2024, or the winter quarter, by the way, because winter is officially happening, and so we're going to go through January, February, and March anticipated releases. So as always, because I read a lot of indie romances, there are probably going to be even more books that pop up. In fact, I'm sure there will be. There's also going to be some that move around. Like already from the time I made this list like 3 days ago, some books have moved around and changed that are on this list. So we're just going to go through as much as I can. I also have a few books that I'm not 100% sure on the day they will come out. So I'll mention those at the end, the ones that are just kind of moving around and everything. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into these. I'm very, very, very excited for some books that's coming. So let's just start with the big guns right away in January. Now, I don't have these in order of when they come out. We're just going to go through all of them as I wrote them down. So there is, of course, House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. Aren't we all excited for it? We're so excited for it. This comes out, I mean, I do know when this comes out. This comes out on January 30th, and I'm planning to not do anything else that day but read it, like I think so many of us will. And the beauty of now being a self-employed bad bitch is that I don't even have to feel bad about it, because I can just read all day without having to take a sick day, you know? All right, there is also going to be Midnight Ruin by Katie Robert. I do have an arc of this one. I've said about the last few, I'm holding in there with this series. I think this one is number 7. Is it 7? It's 6 or 7. This one's going to be another polyamorous, I think it's a MMF, Eurydice. I can't even say all the names. This one is 3 names that I don't really know who all of them are, but I'm holding on with this series. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the Poly Not one. That was, again, book 4 or 5. I think it was 5. I think we're on 6. Okay, whatever number. But I have read this since the very beginning with Neon Gods. I've enjoyed most of them fairly well. So I'm holding on through these, even though like Katie Roberts been tough for me in the past couple years. I haven't liked her books as much, but I'm holding on to the series, and I'm lucky enough to keep getting arcs of these ones. So I will keep. All right, then there is On the Mountain by Riley Hart. So I haven't read too many Riley Harts, but I did read an arc of one of theirs in November. That was the, I can't remember the name, but that was an MM, like dark ex-brother's best friend. Like, I liked it a lot. And when I saw this one being advertised and I saw what it was about, I was like, this is right on my alley. So this one is going to be an On the Mountain. I believe it's going to be kind of a survivalist or a isolated, snowed in type scenario for an MM. And man, I'm all in for that. I don't need a lot of convincing. So I don't think that I have signed up for an arc of this one, but I'm going to try to read it even if I don't have an arc for it. There is Toxic Love by Jagger Cole. This is the first in the Venomous Love. Now, the day I'm filming this, we just got the cover reveal, so I'll have the pretty cover up here. There hasn't been a blurb yet. I think I'm supposed to know who the hero in this one is, but there hasn't been an official blurb yet. We just got the cover, and we got the tropes, where it's like bad girl, good boy, enemies to lover, or good girl, bad boy, enemies to lovers, mafia. I know this one is based around Club Venomous, so I assume there'll be like BDSM and dark things. I mean, that's been in all the books I've read by him. I've had that in it, so yeah. And I don't know whether I'll have the arc. I was on the cover reveal team, but then again, I've been on the cover reveal team for the last 3 of his books, and I haven't gotten arcs for them, so I don't know. But this one comes out pretty early in the month, the 11th or 12th. So, I mean, I'm gonna read it whether I have the arc or not, because I've loved the recent ones for him. Now I have an arc for Never Blow a Kiss by Lindsay Louise. Can't say that I fully know what this one is about, but I was offered an arc of this one, and it's for a new author, so we'll see if I'm in the mood for it. With historicals, it's always up in the air whether I will or not, but I want to try to read it, especially since I've never heard of the author before. Then Twice Shy by Heather Guerrero is supposed to come out on the 20th of January. So this is book 4 in her paranormal series. This one has already moved a couple times, so I'm really hopeful that it stays. I hope that it will stick here. I discovered these books last year and I enjoyed them so much, so I really want to read another one in this series, so here's hoping that we actually get it, right? Shots and Barbs by Lily Main. This one comes out on the 5th of January, and I actually just got the ARC today, so I can't wait to read this. This is a part of her new, like, MF monster series she's doing. Well, I don't know if they'll all be MF, but the first 2 have been. Maybe she'll change it up as she goes. But this one, it has, like, dominant females. I think this one's going to be a dominant female again, too. And, yeah, they're these type of kinky monster ones. I really enjoyed Berries and Greed. And so yeah, this one's gonna be Shots and Barbs. I honestly don't know too much what it's about. I haven't read the blurb. I don't need to read the blurbs for anything that comes from Lily Main, okay? I've read all of her books except for one, and then also the last in her Fae trilogy, which I'm saving for the audiobook to come out. I will read whatever, and I'm on her ARC team, so I'll be reading this one. Savage Wounds by Lillian Harris. So I need to catch up because it's funny. Hers are supposed to be kind of like standalone mafia ones as well. And the first 2 in this series, you can read like either book first because they take place at the same time. So you can read either book first. But to read the 4th one, she's like, you need to read the 3rd one. And I have the 3rd one on my December TBR, but time is running out. So I don't know if I'll get to it, but I know I'm going to get an ARC of this one. So I want to try to get to it soon. But yeah, this is going to be the 4th one in her Messina crime family. I think there's so many mafia crime families that start with an M, but I think it's a Messina crime syndicate or crime family. And yeah, I love her books. Then I actually have a physical ARC of a book, and I really need to get to this one soon because she did send it to me quite early. But y'all know I don't usually read ARCs more than a month ahead of time unless it's one I like am super happy to be reading, just because I like then feel like I'm hyping it up for a million years, which I mean, I'm happy to hype up an author, but it just feels like you are so excited for a book that it takes everyone else. But this debut author, her name is R. Collins, and her book is The Initiation. See, I even have one of the like test copies because she gave it to me so early. So this one is about James and Genevieve, and it's a marriage of convenience. James is a part of this secret society where you need to be married by the age of 32 or they kill you. What a weird secret society. So he needs to find someone to marry him really quickly. And so Genevieve just happened to have her boyfriend of the last 10 years dump her. And so she agrees to move in with James, who's her co-worker and friend, and do a marriage of convenience with him. So I know this one is supposed to have BDSM. There's supposed to be some good kinky stuff in here. But I also, from what I think that James is going to be pretty like sweet in here. That's the vibe I've got. So this is The Initiation. And yeah, this one comes out. This will be a debut author. It comes out on the 12th. So if you like BDSM, if you like arranged marriages, maybe go pre-order this one and check it out, right? To support the author. That's something I forgot to say. I'll maybe remember it at the end, but I'll have links to all of these books that do have pre-orders available. And so you can use my links down below if you are able to pre-order a book. Remember, you don't get charged until the day it comes out. So remember that, both for like you won't get charged now if you pre-order, but also remember that the day it comes out, you'll be charged, right? But it does help particularly indie authors if you pre-order a book, right? It helps them be able to have money for marketing expenses. It helps Amazon to promote them without them even having to like pay as much for it. So sorry, that's always a spiel I give when I do these, is me being the we are big supporter of indie authors here. And so if there's a book you're interested in and you will want to give it a go, I highly recommend pre-ordering. I try to do it for books I know I won't get an ARC for. That's the thing for me, is it's tough to pre-order because sometimes I get ARCs of the book. So then I just have a double copy of it, you know what I mean? So anyway, those are all the books I have for January so far. So if there are more January ones I missed, go ahead and tell me in the comments. I'm sure there are. These are just the ones I'm excited for. All right, now let's go into February, which has some very interesting books in it. Yes, it does. So we have At First Spite by Olivia Dade. And I do have an arc for this one. This one comes out the 13th, I believe. And I'm nervous for this one. I've seen some really beautiful. There's an alternate cover for this one. I wonder if I can use some of my Christmas money to pre-order it. See, I'm like nervous to order it because I don't know if I'll like the book. But it has this alternate cover that is like in the style of like a Joanna Lindsay. And it's something that she's done for a few of her books. There have been alternate covers available that look like romance covers. But yeah, this one, I again don't know a ton about this one, but I did get an arc for it. So I want to try to read it. I've just been disappointed by traditionally published books lately, for most of them anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. I've liked 2 of hers and I like DNF'd the one. So I'm kind of in a toss-up whether. But I love that she continually has fat and plus size representation. Like, I'm going to say it. I mean, like, big plus size representation in hers. And I just love seeing that so much. So I want to keep supporting her. I just don't always like the stories, so it's tough. The Bride by Ali Hazelwood. So this is supposed to be, I believe, adult paranormal fantasy from her, I think. And this is like Omegaverse from Ali Hazelwood. And I was so happy I got an arc of this when it comes out February 6th. Although I saw that Lisa got a physical arc of this one. I'm super jealous. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I mean, Lacey did. Sorry. Lacey did. It's so beautiful. But yeah, this one is, I believe, supposed to be an Omegaverse, like werewolf style Omegaverse one. And I think it's just MF though. But this cover is gorgeous. And I mean, I've fairly well liked Ali Hazelwood's contemporaries. I've read the 3 in her like love series. And I've liked 2, and one of them I wasn't a huge fan of, but I've liked them all. And I'm very interested to see if she's writing a bit of like a darker, and it's like fantasy paranormal. So we're going to see where it goes. All right, then I have one that is actually really special to me as a child, and it's getting a re-release. I meant to grab the other copy of it. I read this book when I was a teenager. Me and Shauna, my bestie, we read this book around the same time as we read like East, which, you know, is my favorite book of all time. I love it with my whole heart. Love East so much. Blah, 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 blah. Where are they going with this? There's this book called The Forgotten Beasts of Eld, and it actually came out in the 70s, I think, when I look back. I know that, well, wait, it's the 30th anniversary. It is the 50th anniversary. Okay, so it is from 79. Yeah, it came out originally in 79, and it's by Patricia Phillips, okay? So this is getting a 50th anniversary illustrated edition, and I saw that there was arcs available, and I wanted it, okay? So this is a fantasy novel. There's a bit of romance in it, but it's much more about a like maternal relationship between this witch or sorceress who she has connections with animals that have power, and like she's able to get power from them. They're kind of like familiars in a way. And there is a little boy that gets like dropped on her, like gets dropped at her castle, and she adopts this boy and falls for him, and she's never been one who's cared about like humans before. So yeah, anyway, I'm telling this horribly, but this is a story that I read as a kid. I used to read all the time as a kid, and so when I saw this, just like it popped up under the fantasy ones that it was getting a like this beautiful edition, and I was like, you know what, I haven't read that book in so long, and I would love to reread it, and this is a perfect opportunity to revisit it. So I will be reading, I already have the arc for this, and I'm going to read it on my tablet so I can see all the pictures and everything, but I'm definitely excited to check this out. But this one that I'm talking about, you can actually go read it right now, right, because it exists, but there's a special edition coming out then. Okay. There is also The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden. This one I'm tentatively interested in. I asked for a bunch of fantasy books about a month back, and already my mood has changed. So hopefully I'll be in a mood again for fantasy after, like, you know, reading Sarah J. Maas and The Forgotten Beasts of Eld. But this one I believe is kind of like a historical fantasy romance from what I heard. I think it's World War I or World War II that it takes place after. And I know there's a lot of like grief and trauma that get looked at in this, but yeah. All right, Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. So I have liked Nevessa Allen for like 3 years now, and she hasn't put out a book in like all of that time, okay? She put out well, I won't go into all the details right now. We'll save it for another day. But she is currently putting this book out for her subscribers to like her website and her Patreon. She is a serialized writer, and then when it's finished, she will put it out. So she has 2 books that I'm aware of that are coming out this year, and this is one of the first ones, and this one is like a dark contemporary romance, which none of the books I've read from her before, well, one of them is a motorcycle romance, so that one was kind of dark, but this one's going to be like a stalker romance, and it's called Lights Out. So I want to read that one. Stay With Me by Brooke Montgomery is coming out on the 7th, I believe. This one was pushed from January. It was pushed back a little bit, and I think that it's even a little further back than the 7th. I think she pushed it back, but it's still in February. So I'll put the date if I remember right. But she said the date, and then she announced the other 3 books in the series. So there's going to be 6 books in this series. And I will be getting an arc of this one, I believe, when it finally does come. And I can't wait. This one's going to be It's Not His Baby. But she moves in with him. It's like a friends to lovers. She moves in with him, and he's going to help her. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. I love books where she's pregnant and it's not his baby. Like, I've read 2 of those type of books are on my favorites list of 2023. So very excited to read it. In Want of a Viscount by Lorraine Heath comes out. I'm pretty behind. I haven't read the last 2 Lorraine Heath, but I'm still always going to have her on an anticipated releases, because even if I don't get to it right away, I will want to get to it because I love Lorraine Heath. We respect Lorraine Heath in this house. There we go. The Wickedness of a Highlander by Lisa Braden. So this was originally supposed to come out in December on like the very last day, and she pushed it because she isn't quite feeling it. Now, I talked about this, I think, in a video when she finally did announce it. She shared like why she's been basically radio silent for the last 2 years, is that her health has been in a struggle, but she is back. She not only announced this book, but the rest of the series too. So she had a novella come out just recently, which I do need to read. I have that on my TBR for this month too. But it kind of got pushed since this book isn't coming out till then. But this will be the 4th book in her Midnight in Scotland series, which I have loved. And that is the first books that I read by her. And then I went back and read the Rescued from Ruin series. I just really enjoy Lisa Braden. She writes a bit of edgier historicals, and her Scottish series is fantastic. Megan by Rebecca Weatherspoon. So it's been 5 years, I think she said in her post, since she's put out a book in the series. It may even be longer. I think she said 5 years. So in this series from Rebecca Weatherspoon, there was Rafe, the male nanny, and there was the other one that was the marriage of convenience, Zenny. So there was Rafe and Zenny, and this one's going to be Megan. And I'm so excited to see what that is. This is Rebecca Weatherspoon writes really well represented stories that also have kink in them. And she's explored, like, she had pegging in one. She's had like soft female like doming in some, and she just does it so well. She also has the Beards and Bondage series, which is a lot more like black and white, like BDSM happening in it. So I'm so excited. She's put out a few books in like her cowboy stuff, but I don't read those ones. So to be getting another book from this, I am very excited. And then the last one I currently have written down for February is Dark Delights by Mila Kane. Mila Kane is a new to me author that I discovered in November, and I've binged most of her backlist. I still have a couple left, but I'm like saving them. I'm in that kind of mood. I'm saving them. But this will be the next book in her hockey series, which there's only been 1 book out so far. in it. And so this is going to be another dark bully romance that is hockey related. So I'm excited about it. I've been liking her quite a bit. All right, and then we just have a few for March because, like I said, since I read indie books, I'm sure that once we get closer to March, I'll have 15 of these to look at, but for now I only have 6 of them. So let's go through those. So the 7th of March should bring us Blitz by Devney Perry. This will be the next one in her, is it the Wildcat series? I don't know, but it's a college football series. And this one I think is supposed to be a coach and a player, and I hope that's what it is, because I was like, Devney, are you going to give us like some forbidden romance? I'm in it. The first one was a second chance romance with a single dad, and I really liked that as well. Of course, we have This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, which is burning a hole in my Kindle. But I've said it a few times, like, I'm so happy. I grabbed the ARC as soon as it had it like available because what was it? Before I Let Go was in my top 3 books of 2022. I loved it. And I didn't want to shove This Could Be Us into the back end of 2023. I want to read it in 2024 and have it have its day in the sun, okay? But this one comes out in March, and I'm really looking forward to it. We have Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff. This will be the next book in his vampire series. I believe it's been 3 years since it's come out. I can't even tell you for sure. I wouldn't be able to. But I was riveted by, what is it? I don't remember what the first one's called now. Queen of the, what was the first one called? I don't know. But Empire of the Damned, I believe, is the second one. And I'm ready for it. I'll probably pre-order the audiobook as soon as that's a possibility, because I listened to the first one and yeah, it did things for me. So we'll give it a go. Homewrecker by Sarah Kate. This will be the next in her like indie published books. Who knows for how long they'll be indie published, because getting scooped up left and right. But this series is more of her like taboo series. So we'll see. This is about, you know, the Sons of the Pastor one. And Homewrecker, it sounds like it's going to be about cheating. We'll see if it is. That's not my favorite thing, but it's Sarah Kate, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. And I am on her ARC team as well. There is Cherry Tree Harbor, which actually just got a name, and I forgot to write it down. But I'll put it up here. We don't have a cover yet, but we just got the title of Cherry Tree Harbor number 4. I still need to finish number 3. I'm going to grab the audio for it. Like, her audiobooks usually come like a month after the release. So I pre-ordered the first one and grabbed it, and then I had started it, and it's a marriage of convenience, like a fake marriage or type thing. And I just wasn't quite like feeling it at the moment. So I think I'm going to get the audio to listen to it. But the next one in that series is coming in March. And then the last one, certainly not the least one. Hopefully this is the day it's actually coming, because it's been pushed. We will have The Witch Queen of Halloween by Kresley Cole, which all we know the hero of this one, but we just got the heroine's name as Poppy, and we have not met her before, is what we were told. So it's someone we've never seen. But yeah, this is coming. It obviously was supposed to come around Halloween, but it wasn't ready. And Kresley Cole, you know what? She can take her sweet ass time with anything. I really don't mind if she does. But I should be on the ARC team for that one as well. And I can't wait to see what she has next. There will hopefully be at least one other book in the world coming. Like, there should be a full-length one coming. So we'll see. But it has been, I think, about 2 years since Monroe came out, because I think it was January of 2021 that it did. So, or 2022? I don't know. But anyway, those are the books that I currently have on my radar for the first quarter of 2024. Let me know what yours are. Let me know if you've read any of these already. Maybe you've already read ARCs for some of the ones I'm talking about. Let me know what you think. And make sure you like this video. Again, I'll have links for all the ones that have pre-orders available. So pre-order if you can. It will help both the author and me. And we'll see you in the next video, y'all. Bye.